Hi friends, today we will learn Tatami fill, Jall fill, ripple fill. Inside that we have topics, stitch spacing, stitch length, minimum stitch length, ripple fill, Jall fill, number of runs, trap on boundary, back stitch. And the last is patch. So let's start with the Tatami fill. Here we first draw an object from the dual side. There is a button to fill the tatami here. If you click on it, then the tatami fill will be applied in it. Now the spacing comes in it. So just like we used to adjust the spacing under the sateen fill, we can adjust the spacing in the tatami fill. Then comes the stitch length. The distance between one needle point to another needle point is referred to as stitch. We can change the stitch length in the properties. Here it's 3 mm, so if we change it to 5 mm, then it becomes a stitch length of 5 mm. Then here we draw an object from the Bezier tool with line fill. We need to select the object with the tatami fill, then select the object with the line fill, and then press F and press Enter. Then there is an option called number of runs. This is the object of tatami in it. How many times we have to run the machine, it will decide the number of runs. Here we will use number of runs 3, but there are 27 stitches, which will increase to 79. Now how will it work? First it will run in the whole object. Once the machine will run, then the machine will run the second time. After that, if it is made once more, then it will run in the same object 3 times. So, this is how the number of runs works. Then comes the trap on boundary. Here, there's an option for trap on boundary. The object in which the tracking is coming here is not even in the center, not in the side. We need this tracking line on the drawing line. So for that we will use trap on boundary. Now tracking is done on the side. We can change the length of tracking by going to the general parameters. For example, it is 4 mm, so if we want to do 6 mm instead, then we can do it. Then comes the option after that. Here is A and B stitch sequence defines what kind of stitching effect you want. Here, there is a stitching effect like this. Here, instead of 25, we'll change it to 45. So it will look something like this. If we set it to 70 here, it will look something like this. By changing the values in A and B, we can change the stitch sequence. Stitch sequence refers to the pattern of the fill running. Here we will do 85 in B. It will look something like this. In this it is being made from this side, so its opposite is being made in it. Here is an option to the back stitch. In the tatami fill object, where there's a stitch end, we need to use a back stitch type. We can set that from here, at the moment. Currently, here is the first pattern. If we add another one in it, then the one that is ending, it will change to a square, then it will look like this. Here we have used the second option under it. So it looks like this. Now if we use the third option in this object, Then it will look something like this. It looks like it appears in the sateen fill. It creates a corner shape. Under this, you can also use line fill. At the moment we set to millimeter spacing here. Now if we want to use any style under it, then we can use it from the line fill. So this was Tatami fill. After that it comes the Jall fill. If we look at the stitching effect, it happens same in Tatami and Jall fill. We directly apply Jall fill in the same object. You can also use the back stitch under it. Basically, the properties in Tatami fill and Jall fill are the same. After that the option comes ripple fill. Now let's see how ripple fill works. Here is the button of ripple fill, turn it on. The same stitching effect comes in the same way as we use the Tatami fill. But in the Tatami the stitches run in the same line. And in the ripple fill, we can give it a wave-like effect. You can change by turning on reshape mode. For example, I want a wave effect in vertical. Like there are waves in water, so we can change it. Now we will see the next option. Spaced ripple, ripple go smooth. We will see how it works. Here we will change its shape. Now we will go to the line fill and take the Latkanin style. Then go to the line fill advance and turn on an option force last frame on the last stitch. And here we do 2.50 and 2.50 now we turn on the sequence in it. So what is visible here? We turn on the spaced ripple. So it has become like this. Now let's turn it on. Ripple go smooth. It's make shape proper. So this is our ripple fill.